We're given here a quadratic equation in factored form, which we want to graph. Now we're going to go through a step-by-step process in graphing a function given in this form, and we're going to begin with determining the x-intercepts. Now we've seen from previous examples that the x-intercepts can be read off easily from the equation itself. Okay, we just look at the opposite of this number, okay, which is going to be 3, and the opposite of this number, which is going to be -5. So our two x-intercepts are 3 and -5. And I'm going to state them in coordinate form because we do want to graph this at some point. 3, 0 and -5, 0. Now if we know the x-intercepts, we can determine what the axis of symmetry is, because the axis of symmetry is going to lie exactly in between those two roots. So how do I get that x value? Well, I add the two roots together, so 3 plus -5, and I divide by 2. In other words, I take the average of the two roots. That gives me -2/2, which in turn gives me -1. And the y value of my vertex is just going to be calculated by substituting this -1 into my equation up here and solving for y. So let me just copy that out. So I have y equals 1/2 bracket -1 minus 3 close bracket -1 plus 5, and this gives me 1/2 -4 +4, and that's going to be -16/2, which is -8. So there we have it. Your vertex is -1 and -8. So I now have 3 points that I can put on the graph, 3 exact points. I have my vertex, and I have my 1 and 2 roots. So let's start to graph what we have right now. So my first point is -1, -8. So that means I go back 1, down 8, and my first point, which is my vertex, is going to be here. Now my other two roots were 3, 0, so that's this guy here, and -5, 0, which is this guy here. So I have my 3 points. I'm in good form to sketch my graph. So as steadily as you possibly can, you draw a parabolic curve coming down right at the bottom there and coming back up. And I missed that root a bit, but you get the picture. And there you have your graph of your quadratic function by knowing the vertex and by knowing the two roots in this case.